It is a catch-22, but not really. You've just got to go and put enough money together. So if you're not doing a forecast on your budget, as far as what you need to have to run your business, and you don't know what your fixed expenses are, how do you know when you've made enough money to actually put some away for marketing in 6 months? How old are you going to be before you start to experience life like you want it? I want to tell you right now, whether you like it or not, there is a better way to do business. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Business for Builders podcast. My name's Max, I'm your host. I'm the CEO here at Smith & Sons Canada, and I'm also the founder of EliteBusinessAdvisory.com. Look, great to have you with us. If you're brand new, appreciate you chiming in or dropping in to check us out. And if you're a long-time listener, we appreciate your continued support. We hope that you are getting max value from this show. No pun intended. Or no, maybe pun intended. Anyway. Like I said, we want to make sure that we build a community of general contractors that avoid the 50% failure rate. So get across to Business for Builders VIP on Facebook. It's a private group. Answer the questions. If you're a good sort, I'll let you in. And really the idea of that group is to create that community where there is that collaboration, where there is a sense of camaraderie, in a really basic sense, guys. That's not another platform for me to go and sort of flap my gums. That's really an important place where you can maybe watch what's going on. We do put up stuff occasionally, but I really want guys, we've got guys from all over the world that are involved there. So, I want to use that as a little bit of a, controlled environment for some advice giving, some heads up on, what might be happening in their areas and things like that. So, welcome to part 3 of our 4-part series as it relates to what I'd call the 5 M's. Okay, and that's the mindset, marketing, management, mentoring, and mastery. We're going to get into marketing today, really brief, and we're just going to talk about some really overarching concepts. And then the part 4 next week is going to be, I'm going to pull mentoring and mastery together and just sort of focus on that. So today, marketing, right. There's some really basic fundamentals within the business or within our business as general contractors and builders that, are fairly important that we maintain consistency in. Unfortunately, what I see is marketing is not one of them. It's literally the last thing to get added into the economy in the building company, and it's usually the first thing that gets kicked out the minute we don't seem to or think or feel we don't need it anymore. So, really, guys, the idea of marketing is to let the marketplace know that you exist and what it is that you do. That's just really what it comes down to. In a nutshell, it's joining point A and point B together. So the reasoning is marketing plays a vital role in attracting clients, establishing brand reputation, differentiating a construction company from its competitors. It involves promoting services, showcasing past projects, and building relationships with potential clients. So I would say that if I have a building company that comes into my world, one of the first questions I talk to them about is, lead gen. Essentially, what is your lead numbers? Because what we're trying to improve, all of us are, I'm pretty sure that I would say 100% of the guys and gals listening to this episode right now, we all want to increase our sales velocity. How far between contract sales are we? Do we get a contract every quarter, every month, every 6 months, or we're just doing one big, dirty, great big project, per year? Whatever the case may be, if your sales velocity, the rate at which you close deals, isn't where you want it to be, I guarantee you it will be attached to how well you market. Okay, and so marketing, just going out and doing marketing is one thing, but doing marketing well with a very good understanding of what it is that you're executing on the back of, that is super important as well. So it's not just a case of, well, I'm going to go and boost one of my organic posts. I don't know that we've ever boosted a post, maybe 5-6 years ago, but doing that really is not how we do effective marketing, say on social media. And so, if you're nickeling and diming your marketing, the ripple effect on your business or the effect on your business is going to be very much nickel and dime as well. It's been said that your profit is tied to your marketing. So the way that you market, the messaging that you put forward, how you go about educating, informing, and entertaining the marketplace about your business and your service is going to have a big impact on what profitability is generated from inside your building company as well. So understand this. It's not just about throwing good money after bad at some, recommended, marketing strategy. I think there's a lot to be said for, for me personally, when we developed Smith & Sons here in Canada, I took a lot of that in-house, the creative and also the marketing side of it. And I work with builders that outsource that. And it is a challenge, but it is more cost effective than hiring a full-time, person to do all your content creation and your media and your management of your marketing platforms, etc. I get that. But nonetheless, you have to be doing something. And I know, Max, you'll be saying, oh, Max, it's, so hard for me because I'm just not making enough money and I don't have enough money to throw at marketing. Well, again, it's this catch-22. And I feel for you that you're feeling like you are, you're not able to grow the business and invest in marketing because your projects are not paying you enough money. Well, we've got to try and hack that system. And so, I think there's third-party type strategies whereby you go, all right, what I need to spend is between 1% and 2% of my target revenue. Okay, so you figure out what your number is going to be. What if you go, oh, I don't want to do $500,000, or I want to do $1 million, or $4 million, or 5 or 10, whatever the case is, you have to allocate probably a minimum of 2% because you're going to need to spend 1% on actual marketing itself, and then 1% is going to have to be allocated or attributed to the human resource needed to get that social media happening, to get that Google ads happening, to audit your website for good SEO, things like that, a content-rich website. So all of these things are necessary if you're going to get if you're going to get your building company off the ground. And so, I think that we understand in a broad sense, well, why go marketing? But really when it comes down to it, and especially in this time whereby I don't think that we're in a bit of a slow spell. I think we've just come back to normal. We did 10 years worth of work in 2 years during COVID, and everyone thought it was easy to make money in the construction business. And now, if you don't have a good digital footprint, if you're not omnipresent as far as, on the internet with YouTube and Facebook and Insta and even TikTok, then you're becoming a little bit irrelevant because, again, when we go back to marketing, it's to catch people's attention, and really day trading attention is something that Gary Vee talks about a lot. And it's true. It's like there is so much stuff, going through your digital feeds, depending on what you're looking at, that you've really got to be a standout to really nail that thing down. And so, the other side of marketing is Google AdWords. That's something that we subscribe to. People are going in search of a builder, in search of a renovator, construction company, or whatever the case may be. And so, we've really got to be better than the average bear when it comes to not executing marketing, although that's important, but to understand the fundamentals in and around that. And so that's something that you might have to outsource. You might have to get an advisor as it relates to, hey, what's the most appropriate marketing campaign? Just a bit of insight. What I found is that Facebook, you're trying to interrupt someone's feed. You're trying to get them to stop scrolling. You're trying to get them to click the Learn More button. You're trying to then push them back to your website. That's kind of the program there. But we're not, what we tend to find that the majority of folks in that environment aren't sort of, looking to buy anything, okay? Whereas when you go and put a Google Ads together, a Google Ads campaign, that now is, pushing them to a landing page, which will then push them to the, the Contact Us page or something along those lines. And so they're very much hunting for a builder, hunting for a general contractor. So my advice is, if you had a very limited budget, strongly consider making sure your website's got content-rich information on there, that your SEO, the SEO component of your website is taken care of, and that you are setting up your Google Ads campaigns, at the highest level. So that, to me, because they're going there. So it's not a case of I don't go or like Google AdWords or social media. I'd say but then I could be talking to folks who've got a very limited budget. So just begin to investigate. And I've always said, it is a catch-22, but not really. You've just got to go and put enough money together. So if you're not doing a forecast on your budget, as far as what you need to have to run your business, and you don't know what your fixed expenses are, how do you know when you've made enough money to actually put some away for marketing in 6 months, right? How do you know what marketing money that you need to run your business? And then sometimes what we don't think about off the back of marketing is that sometimes we can outmarket ourselves as well. In other words, we get too many leads in and we can't service the inquiry. That makes our brand and our business look really bad as well. So these are kind of the peripheral things you also need to consider. It's not like just, I need new leads. And then we start diving into the qualifying. Have you got a preferred client profile established? Do you have qualifying questions that you can ask? Do you have red flags that you're looking for? What sort of questions can you ask to generate some sort of response that you can use to gauge whether or not that client's going to be good for you and your business and someone you want to work for long term? And so this is, the knock-on effect immediately after we get leads then puts back pressure on our business. So guys and girls, please consider, that as far as coming up with a marketing fund. But then when you've got a marketing fund and we start getting some more leads, what's our inquiry management system look like? So just quickly think about that. Righto. So some benefits to having an appropriate marketing setup is that it expands the client base. Effective marketing strategies help in reaching out a wider audience, generating leads and converting them into paying clients, thus driving business growth. So that's the ultimate goal, of putting this together, is to make sure that we are touching base with our prospective clients and that we can, use those contacts to not only give value to the client base, but also to drive business growth at the same time. Right. The next one there is it builds brand credibility. Consistent and targeted marketing efforts build trust and credibility in the market, positioning the company as a reputable and reliable choice for construction projects. So this is where it comes down to, when you go to the Smith & Sons website, you'll notice that the video testimonials there are sort of front and center, because that does a lot of the heavy lifting. What do you mean by that? Well, there's a thing called social proof. So if there's half a dozen videos on that website and people listen or watch all of those videos, they're saying to themselves, well, two things. Well, they have had a great experience. It's highly likely that I'll have that same experience. And I don't want to get screwed. I really want to make sure that the person that I entrust with the renovation of my home is going to do the right thing. So there's social credibility that's tacked on the back of that as well. So, we've got to make sure that we've got a really good understanding of, and I think this comes down to, yes, we want a day trade attention. Yes, we want people to look at our stuff, but the beauty of technology and digital and internet today is that we can talk to a lot of potential or prospective clients all at once and at the same time, and without us being involved. And those clients can get a really good understanding. And when they do eventually come to us, they're actually in a more of a position to buy than what they used to be in the old days pre-internet. And so that's where a lot of the old sales craft came from, is that you've got to be able to educate on the spot, and then you've got to be able to, almost bully them into a deal. Whereas now clients are so well educated, we really got to focus on building credibility in and around what we do on social media and on our website and things like that. So we've got to give ourselves the best chance of making a good impression. We only really get one chance to make a good first impression. Right, the last thing here for marketing is that it increases competitive advantage. Strategic marketing enables contractors and builders to highlight their unique selling proposition. So that's USP, folks, such as expertise in a certain type of construction or commitment to sustainability, giving them a competitive advantage. One of the things that I did, and of course, me putting this out there can sort of breed some discontent in amongst the general contractor community, but it was just come from where I'd come from on the east coast of Australia, and then I ended up on the west coast of Canada. What I noticed, the way, the culture, the process within the building industry here was very much a cost plus arrangement or a cost plus contract. Whereas when I came here, having done over $1 million, $1 million project on on fixed price or lump sum, when I came here, I just recognized that was going to be my competitive advantage. So in that time, it wasn't better or worse. It was just, well, I think that if I was a homeowner, then I would want, peace of mind and security and certainty about what do I get, how long does it take to build, and what does it cost me. So that was one way that I recognized that concept and that competitive advantage, and then I would deploy that in various marketing tactics, and I would use that messaging, because I knew what would resonate with a homeowner, and that is, well, we've only got a finite amount of resource financially, and we need to make sure that we don't go beyond those bounds. And so removing the risk for the client was a way that I was to position Smith & Sons in Canada and give us the competitive advantage going forward as well. So, guys, I think marketing is something that we maybe disrespect, and a lot to do probably because we don't understand it, and because it's difficult to do. I've got builders that go, I don't want to manage my own social media, and I get it. And that's why there's agencies out there. But you need to find a way that you can create that war chest, if you like, because I'm telling you that, your business will improve based on your approach to marketing. And so, again, the more you learn, the more you earn, the more you understand about marketing. I think for me, launching a brand new brand like Smith & Sons in Canada, the fact that I didn't start with enough knowledge, but I doubled down, and I really needed to know how much marketing impacted my business, and I would begin to then educate myself around what it took. And so the rest is history. So, you and your business, I think you just need to look at it holistically. When we start looking at our activity key metrics, it's very interdependent. As I pointed out a few episodes ago when I did talk about our key metrics, the same in marketing. You've got to make sure that you're looking at it holistically, that you've really got the thing organized. And then you've got to monitor it and measure it. Like I talked in the last episode, what you don't measure, you can't manage. What you don't measure, you can't improve. And so, I think when we're talking about, that kind of concept, then we don't just go and do a one-hit wonder in marketing and then go, well, she'll be right. Well, it won't. There's certain dynamics, there's changes. You've got to be looking at your creative, your messaging, how you're doing it. It is very busy. So if you just want to have a $500,000 business a year, then you need very minimal marketing. I mean, you're talking about a local business, you're talking about a newspaper ad for a couple of $100 a month, or whatever the case may be, just organic posts on your Facebook page and Instagram, you're good. But if you say to me, Max, I want to build a $10 million business, yeah, okay, well, that takes it up quite a few notches, as it relates to the importance of competent marketing tactics and strategies for your building company. Guys and girls, hope that helps. Like and subscribe. Go check out Business for Builders VIP. Hit me up on email, max@elitebusinessadvisory.com. Shoot across to elitebusinessadvisory.com. If you want to book a consultation, have a quick chat with me about customized coaching for contractors, and we'll get after it, and I'll give you as much value as I can. Go build that high-performance, kick-ass business. I will see you in the next episode. Cheers.